Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Fuck it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. That was how many years? Was that 7 or 8 years ago? That came out. I never really watched Bill O'Reilly, but I know of him. Uh, so I don't have an opinion on him. I know nobody's here yet. William Bat. I didn't know if any Rabbit Old Bat wasn't live and Carrie wasn't live, and I'm sitting there waiting for them to go live, and then I watched the end of Rabbit Old Bat's last stream. She said, "See you tomorrow," so I guess she isn't. So there's another guy I watched yesterday. I can't remember who that was. I watched it on the Onion channel. It was Carrie and her husband, and my strap keeps coming down. They always come down. I don't know. I thought I had broad enough shoulders to keep my straps up, and that one's twisted. Keeping it twisted. Put that there. I just had me a 0 sugar margarita. It wasn't too bad, actually. My wife drinks these, but she's out of town. And she left 2 of them in the refrigerator. So you think I'm going to drink them? Yes. That's all. This is the only drink I'm going to have. Blue! Blue's my boy. Hey, Blue. TJ's goddamn podcast. Yeah, I think I subscribed to him on my Black Onion channel. That was a good stream. I enjoyed that. And Nick showed up too. That was funny. They did his own stream afterwards where, he went out attacking Bruce. That's the thing. Okay. Nick might have done something good there, but Nick wants everybody in the whole world to praise how great of a person he is because he did one thing in his life. And he did a thing that anybody else in the same situation would have done, except for none of us would have wanted to have sex with her. I live closer to Bruce and Stabella at the time than Nick does. And, if I knew he was abusing her and stuff like that, I have a spare room. I'd invite her up here to stay here until she got on her feet or got a new place to stay or something. I would have done that because I'm a nice person. But I wouldn't ask everybody to pat me on the back constantly like Nick is. And I wouldn't be like constantly wanting attention. And Nick is constantly goating Bruce. He's taunting him. He's making videos calling him out. And then when Bruce reacts to it, oh my God, Nick's and Sabella's being stalked and Nick has to, react to it and make videos and show I'm getting after Bruce. Nobody else is. Carrie isn't going after Bruce, but Carrie helped. See, Nick forgets and Sabella forgets that Carrie sent Sabella $50 to get a hotel room. And there's a bunch of people that paid Sabella so that she could get her bus ticket to get out of there. And she got a bus ticket to Lincoln, Nebraska, or if there's a bus stop there's probably a bus stop in Grand Island. It's probably not every Greyhound that goes down the highway, but it's probably every third one will stop in that town because Greyhound kind of has like this Greyhound will stop in these certain towns. And they all stop in like Lincoln or Omaha, but and Cheyenne, they go down 80. They'll all stop in Cheyenne, but not all of them. Like I rode buses from Denver to Cheyenne because I knew sometimes they would stop in Fort Collins. And so that's when I found out. I was like, when's the next bus to Cheyenne? Because that's the one that goes to Fort Collins. He goes, yeah, but it doesn't go to Fort Collins. This one goes straight to Cheyenne. I thought, I thought they all stopped in Fort Collins. He goes, no, but every third one. So you have to make sure that's the one. But John Constantine, Reality and Theory and Practice. How's it going, bro? Her roommate, Mike, paid the ticket, no one else. Okay, see, I don't know the whole deal. I heard that a bunch of people gave her money. I thought she used that to go there. Maybe she used that to eat along the way and get her banana splits at Dairy Queen's. Oh, Corky didn't pay for it. Corky bought her clothes, probably at Dollar General, Walmart, I think. You know, Walmart always has some cheap clothes. I bought a T-shirt one time. I was in Walmart because I was sending a piece of art to a guy out in California, and I wanted to get some padding, like bubble padding or something, to put on the picture to protect it. And I was going by the clothing, and they had these shirts for $1. And they were like USA, sleeves cut off shirts. It was into the summer or halfway through the summer, so they're clearing out their summer stock. And I was like, oh, I'll just get one of those shirts, and I could wrap it in that shirt and protect the painting. So, and that guy'd get a free shirt out of him. So I got him a USA shirt. So I remember that. That was who was that guy's name? He's a musician. He lives in Northern California somewhere. He was with the crowd when I used to do a lot of Elvis Travels videos. And he used to do parody videos on him too, where he'd write songs about Elvis Travels. He was a pretty clever guy. I can't remember his name. But Blue doesn't think everyone else is Corky. Corky does have some sock accounts, though. I don't know the names of them. Bruce does, evidently, because he's made comments in my videos, and then people say, oh, don't talk to him. That's Bruce. Okay, whatever. I don't know Bruce enough to have a beef with him. Although I did watch Corky's stream, so I am convinced that he abused Sabella. So, okay, I didn't have any evidence. I don't believe anything that comes from any of those three, Bruce, Sabella, or Corky, because they lie and they twist the truth so much. You never know what any of them say. And I do have a video on Bruce, and I'll pull it up. And I never seen this video, so it'll be my first time seeing it. But I have it up there, and I was like, if I go live, I'm going to watch this. So let's see. Okay, there it is, right there. Okay. And let me see. Go back to StreamYards. And let's get the little picture. And it's not started. Let's go back over here.
So let's hear what he has to say.
Or when the Bible says it's stone gay people for being gay, or etc., or whatever you want to tack onto that. Yeah, it's appeal to emotion and pity, and that's it's also from ignorance, because you're not realizing why things were chosen to be said and done. And instead, the atheists have made intellectually dishonest videos calling religious people fucktards or retards for believing in it.
The Bible doesn't.
And you don't even fucking understand it.
Well, in the Old Testament, that's always.
Now, how fucking delusional and fucking narcissistic is that shit?
And that was only for people.
You don't understand something, why something was said and done, and why people believe in it today. Now, I'm not talking about stoning gays. I'm talking about the knowledge and understanding of why they did that.
Do you know?
It had nothing to do with a prejudice against the person themselves for being gay. It had to do everything with the how this sexual activity was detrimental to them during that time, because they didn't have condoms back then.
Well, it's detrimental to them when they get stoned, I guess.
And they saw people get sick and ill from it, and a disease spread. Of course, you're going to say, that's fucked up, don't do it.
The Bible doesn't say anything about that.
And if you see people carelessly doing it, they're going to be a fucking detriment to society, because they're going to be out there spreading it more. fucking killing people with their diseases because somebody could, didn't wash the shit off their dick.
Yeah. I bet you Bruce has never really read the Bible all the way through.
So it's got nothing to do with religious people hating a gay person and it just being prejudiced. No, it has everything to do with the activity of it and the detriment that it caused. You might say now that, oh, well, we're cleaner now and we can wear condoms and we're being safe. Good for you. Just don't fucking go around telling everybody that religious people are just prejudiced against gay people and all that fucking bullshit. That's not the truth at all.
Obviously, I disagree with Spank the Monkey, and here's why. Quite simply, gay sex does not mean anal sex. Spank the Monkey references the spread of disease through fecal matter. This is not unique to gay men. Lesbian women and straight couples are
heterosexuals have anal sex too,
thus spreading disease.
So I don't know about that.
Men are able to be together sexually without
okay, let's end this. Sex. Okay. Oh, he's still talking. Where is that video at now? Is there more Bruce in this video? No, that's just black. He's talking with just a black screen. I don't want that. But I just never seen that one before. I was looking up Bruce Shepard. I was trying to find his website, but trying to figure out more about Bruce. I don't just go by other people's opinions on somebody. I want to learn myself. I'm not against Nick Bravo because other people are. I'm against Nick Bravo because of the stuff that I've learned about him, and because of the way he went after me because I suggested him become a truck driver. His response was he's superior to me in every way, which I'd like to have him show me one way he's superior to me in any way, except for maybe spelling, because I suck at spelling. But I don't see any way that he's superior to me in any way. He hasn't succeeded in life at all. He's only had one girlfriend, and it wasn't until he's 49 years old. Hey, Granny Flowers. He is a clown. See, sometimes I wonder about calling him a Lowell's cow or Lowell's clown, because Brad Silverdog used to call people Lowell's clowns all the time. And he is a clown. The dude is a natural clown. Although I don't think he could ever be a professional clown, but he's too stupid and he's too creepy. I don't think you want him around a bunch of kids. I sure hell wouldn't. If I knew my kids are all grown. They got their own lives now. One in Colorado, one lives in Atlanta. But if my kids were still home and we're going to see a clown, I knew that clown was quirky, I wouldn't let him go. I'm like, sorry, we'll go do something else. I'll go take him to the zoo. I'll go take him to the museum. I'll go take him to Chuck E. Cheese. Anything. I wouldn't let my kids anywhere near Nick Bravo or anybody like Nick Bravo, period. So, did that one guy get mad and leave? The guy that paid Sabella's John Constantine? I didn't mean to offend him if I did. She mentioned several videos. I haven't watched any of Sabella's videos. Not a single one. I have no desire, even though she claims I'm stalking her. She said that the other day. There's my stalker, Darren. Like, she's like J-Dubs. Somebody's saying shit about Von Helton, and it's about him too. Stop screen. Edit screen. There, stop it. Okay. So. Yeah. Oh, there he is. He's back here. It showed me that there's only two people here in Granny Flowers and Blues here. So I'm a little bit tipsy, so I drank one margarita, but I guess it was a pretty powerful margarita because I got a good buzz going. And I got about a fourth of a bottle of wine, but I'm not going to have that till tomorrow. I kind of just have one drink a night if I drink. Like sometimes I don't drink at all. I go 2 weeks without any alcohol. I only buy groceries once every 2 weeks. So if I don't buy any alcohol on the day we go grocery shopping, I don't have any alcohol for 2 weeks. And I usually only buy a 12-pack of beer. So if I want beer, I'll have to have one a night. And sometimes I'll skip a few nights just so I could have two for a Friday or Saturday. Hey, Corey, how you doing? I'm not watching this on YouTube, so just watching it on the StreamYard little thing they give me. Let me see if I got any other videos up. Let's see, the World of Warcraft. No, that's Rabbit Old Bat. That's Corky is a ferret. Does anybody want to see Corky as a ferret? Blue posted this on Discord. And let me see. Screen share. Corky's a ferret. Okay. Share. Gotta do this. This is like really old video. I don't know how many years it is back, but he was. He hasn't changed much. Years ago. So, do that to Von Helton. Giving Corky a hint, though.
I'll admit, I don't do much other than sleep on the couch and surf the internet. Okay, let's just be honest.
Look at internet porn.
Do you know who's not qualified to think, and yes, I can say this, that you, the person I'm addressing to, you are not fucking qualified to think.
Like you get threatened to me, buddy. I'll pull him across the street. I got a gravel road. I wonder who made this video. Happy cavity. There we are. The end. Oh my God, what the hell is that? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see what I got over here. Video files. Here Corky is. Fall down drunk Corky. Here's some of my old videos. I don't want to show my own videos. Try to show somebody else's. Let's see. Let's see. Control. This is a video Corky made. from his old channel. Oh, that's it. I think the caption on the video is, I found a BBC for Darren. He thought it was funny. It was kind of stupid, but nice looking chicken though, I guess. I don't know if that's a rooster. Could be a rooster, but doesn't have a long tail. Might be a black Australope, which is an Australian breed of chicken. They're really good in hot weather. I have never raised. When I tried to get some, and I bought some from Tractor Supply, but if you ever buy chickens Tractor Supply, you don't always get what you're getting there. Let's see. Stop screen on that one. Let's go. And then I'll just talk and invite people in if they want. Video file. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Oh, this. And oh, you've seen it. I'll show this one. This is me being a cross-dresser.
This is Rosa O'McNamurphy. Yeah, coming at you from the Rancho. I'm here to talk about Marshall. Gonna have my morning coffee. A little bit of bourbon in there that I made in the Shine Shack. We keep Marshall out there in the Shine Shack because, you know, he kind of, you know, he smells, and it would smell the whole house up, and you can't get that smell out of your furniture. And you know, he comes in, it's bad enough we got to Febreze the whole place after he leaves. But you like my boobies?
I did this about like 4 years ago. They
cost about $80,000 a piece, but they're well worth it. A great investment. Because they're kind of like, you know, bumpers. If I bump into something, I got a little cushion there. That's, you know, that's one of the practical uses for it. The other one is exhibitionism and, you know, other things I do. These are 58 double D's, triple D's actually. Doubles, quadruple D's. I don't remember how many D's are involved. I know there's at least 4 of them in there. I can't quite rest my coffee on there, but you know, I'm working on it. We'll have to get some more silicone put in there and maybe some hard cylinder up there so I can actually rest my coffee on there while I'm doing my show.
A little coffee.
But anyway, you know.
Rosie.
Oh, Marshall, you know, we went to Black's Beach while we were down in San Diego, and, you know, Marshall, you know, he comes out, you know, he pulls his pants off, and he can't see nothing because his fat, hairy belly's hanging over everything. And he was real frightened and, you know, embarrassed, because, of course, I'm going to go out there and show off my, you know, boobies and stuff, and poor Marshall, he's sitting there, he was crying, and I said, "Didn't you buy some Viagra's when you was in Mexico?" He goes, "Yeah, I did." So, well, why don't you take one of those, and if you get a hard on, maybe that you know, your little teeny-weeny will stick out from underneath your belly. So he pops a couple Viagra's, and we waited a little bit, and then pretty soon there it comes. You know, his little guy was sticking, you could barely see the head, but he was so proud. He was strutting up and down the beach, and I was strutting up and down the beach, showing off my boobies, and nobody really wanted to see it, but we was forcing people to see it. We'd parade right in front of them and make a bunch of noise so they had to look up. And, you know, Black's Beach is mostly naturalists out there. People are getting getting the sun, to believe that they need sun on their body and stuff. But not us. We were there to show off. Nobody else on the beach was there to show off except for me and Marshall. Marshall was so proud of his little pink stick coming out from underneath his belly. God, he was. You should have seen him. He was just, his belly was bouncing, but that little pink stick, you could see it. Look at the little pink mouse sticking out from underneath there. It's kind of comical in a way, too. And I know, he recently told me about him threatening Colleen Aloha. But that's okay. Because she, she takes up his airtime. She's doing her live events talking about Elvis while Elvis is on. And so Elvis is losing AdSense because she's, live streaming. And those people who go to VCast, shame on you for not giving us the views. You know who you are, Joe King and Silver Dog. You should be watching our shows and not watching it on VCast. That goes for any of you out there. Poor Marshall, he paid good money for his 7,000 views. That was money he got from Norm F. And he spent a lot of it on his subs, not views, but subs. He buys views too sometimes. I taught him how to do that. He's buying subs and, building his channel that way. I'm going to get these adjusted here. Yes. You like them? Does everybody like to look at them? Look! I'm Rosa O. McNamurphy. Woo! Look at these, look at these, look at these, look at these. Woo! Woo! Yeah! I like to show off my big boobies. I sure do. I really like them. Do you like them? Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Close up. Extreme close up to the boobies. Woo! Woo! Yeah, I love showing off my boobies. I sure do. Yep. So, if you want to talk to chat, you gotta give me money. And then whatever you say will be up on your screen. And I believe in free speech and freedom and stuff. So I don't block anybody unless I don't like what they say about Marshall. And, well, that's about it today. I gotta go work on the Sleazy Marie. We've gotten rid of the maggots out there, and Marshall's all upset about that. And, I'm doing all the work, but I'll show, glimpses of Elbow pretending like he works. He doesn't do nothing. The guy is too much of a sissy boy. He pretends like he's alpha, but he's actually the opposite. The guy doesn't even know how to use tools. Anything a man does. I don't know why he don't just become a transgender, because he doesn't. There's nothing masculine about him. But well. You guys all have a good day and say goodbye to my boobies.
You guys like that one? I forgot all about that video. I did that it was at least 4 or 5 years ago. It was when Elvis Travels was out there in California with Rosie O'Kelly, and Rosie O'Kelly did a remodel on his van. Those were epic times. Let's see if there's any more of those. That's the only one that I remember that I think I did one other video where I did dressed up like a woman. Funny. I used to, when I was younger, before the internet, I used to love dressing up in costumes. Just always did, pirate costume, any kind of costume. I didn't like the scary, ghouly ones, but I like, dressing up like cowboy or like a pirate or anything. I lived for that. I loved Halloween because I always got to dress up like something, buy that for $1. Hey, Von Beardo. Hey, Nick Geek Out. How you guys doing? No, my pronouns are him or whatever that. I don't give a shit about that pronoun shit. I know it's important to certain people, but I live way out in the country. I'm not going to have to worry about pronouns anyway. There ain't nobody within 50-mile radius of where I live that would even have a different pronoun or even care what pronouns you have. I actually was misgendered one time. I was sitting first class. First time I rode first class on a plane, and I was flying out to San Diego from Denver. My mom worked for Continental Airlines, and I was going out to see my sons. Me and my wife were divorced at the time. See, I got divorced from my wife, and then we got remarried. But this was during the time we were divorced, and I was missing my kids and wanting to see my kids. So I flew out there and took my kids to Disneyland. Well, I just got out of the military, and I had all my uniform stuff. One of the things you get in the military is you get a raincoat. You're supposed to wear it with your dress uniforms and stuff, but it's just a black, long raincoat that really doesn't have any frills to it, just long. And my hair was getting kind of long, and I was wearing a beret. I had a gray beret. I don't know whatever happened to that beret. I like that beret, but I lost it since then. I had my beret kind of draped over one side of my face. You know, I'm an artist, so I'll show you some art here in a minute after I get done with my story. But anyway, the stewardess goes, "Ma'am." I'm like, "I'm not a ma'am." And she goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I was like, "What the hell? Is it the way I'm dressed or what?" So I was all kind of, maybe I shouldn't wear this raincoat. But I don't know. I guess military is a regular raincoat, but you know, if you wear a civilian, I guess it looked feminine back in the 90s. This was back in the 90s. And, you know, that's the only time I got misgendered. I didn't care, though. It didn't make me upset. But anyway, I'll go show some artwork. I haven't done any in a while, but I need to get back to doing it. I'm just so busy during the day. I'm going to move this up. I'll show you some of my art so you guys can know. This here is called Forgotten Gas Station. It's mixed media on canvas board. It's done in oil pastels. I usually do soft pastels, which are kind of like chalk, but this is more of a oil pastel. I'll put it over here, and then I'll show you another one. This one, I did a series of buildings. Sometimes I do buildings, sometimes I do wildlife. And this it's called Somewhere Nowhere Barn. And it's also mixed media. And you see the clouds, I did that in watercolor. And the grass in the front's watercolor, and the barn itself is oil pastel. And there's a little bit of oil pastel in the grass too, some of the darker patches. But this is a barn. It's a barn that's kind of been neglected. And yeah, trucker, artist, and farmer, and other things too, I guess. This is a barn, but it's done more in a folk art style. I have a friend that he passed away about a year ago. No, not quite a year ago, but he passed away. He lived up in Canada. He was an artist, did folk art, and made a lot of money on his folk art. This one's just called Red Barn. It's also mixed media. The bottom and the sky is a watercolor, and the trees and the barn itself is oil pastel. Now, oil pastel, there's a good thing to it with the oil pastel is that you can the picture's a little more safer. You don't have to worry about smudging the picture. This one's called Old But Sturdy. And I like this one. Yeah, I got each individual plank of wood, kind of weather grade, and and then where the bottom down there. Now this was done watercolor with oil pastel, and the bottom is actually colored pencil grass blades in there. You can see up close, and then watercolor as well. I like to do watercolor for the background. This one is watercolor and oil pastel. It's not a barn though. This one is a sea turtle. The sea turtle's done in oil pastel, and the background's done in watercolor. I just kind of did a blue and green thing, and this picture's called Sea Turtle Dreaming. And it's a sea turtle just floating along, just cruising through life. And I think it's a loggerhead turtle, but I'm not sure. It could be a green turtle. Green turtle, they're called green turtles, but they're actually brown. And sometimes a lot of algae grow on them, so that's why they probably call them green turtles. And my dog's whining. I don't know what she's whining about. What's the matter, baby? I don't know. Oh, and here is a male and female wood duck floating on the water. Now, I don't do water very well, painting water, but I do ducks and just do the reflection, so it kind of does the work for me. I don't have to worry about how well I can draw water. I know with water, you got to do the dark and the light on top of each other. Put the dark and then the light on top, or the other way around. But this one's just called Two Wood Ducks. And I did it back in September. And it's done. I don't think there's no watercolor in this one. I think it's acrylic background. And then everything else is, because it's a solid color, everything else is soft pastel. Or no, oil pastel, I believe. So oil? Yeah, I think it is. If it isn't, you can sue me in court. Take me to Lowell's Cow Court. I got some more paint. I don't have this many over here. Okay, you got two more after this. This one of my favorite subjects to paint is roosters. This is called Rooster on a Rail. It's also, these are all canvas board paintings. One thing I don't like is everything's over on this side, or this side here. And the only thing that's on the other side is the tail. But I still think it's a good picture. It's a good rooster. It's a black copper Moran. They're nice roosters, although they can tend to be aggressive sometimes. I almost bought some black copper Morans a couple weeks ago, and my wife's like, "No, we ain't buying no more chickens." She was right, though. I got a bunch of pictures over here. This one I painted a while ago. This was painted in 2020. It's called Wood Duck Still Water, and it is soft pastel. So this one is soft pastel, and it's got a smudge right there, so the picture's kind of ruined. It's still a good painting, though. Maybe I'll give this away. I'm going to give some paintings away, or a painting away or something, when I get up to 500 subs on this channel. So, keep that in mind. I'm going to have some contest. I'm going to pick some pictures and maybe 3 pictures, and then put names in a hat, people that comment on my videos as I get close to that. Once I make the announcement, I haven't made the announcement yet. This one I painted while I was on a cruise because, hey, painting relaxes me, so I do paintings while I'm on a cruise. This one is called Musky Gator. And gators are another thing I like to draw. They're like ducks. They sit in the water, so you can do their reflection in the water and also the reflection of the flowers and the foliage in the background. And he's just sitting there. He's a male, and males kind of get up like that when they're doing their grunt. If you've ever been to Florida during gator mating season, you can hear them for miles. And they grunt to get the females to know that they're let them know that they mean business, that they're ready to party, So I did this one about a year ago when I was on my cruise to Belize from Cape Canaveral, when I cruised on MSC Cruise Line. That was such a cool ship. And this is another one I did while I was on the cruise, same cruise. I didn't title this one, so what should I call it? This is another soft pastel turtle. It might even be the same turtle as the other one. I think it is, but it's done in a different medium, which is the soft pastel, and you get a little better detail. As you can see, the markings on the back are a little more detailed than the other one. And that's another one of my talents. So when I start doing the farmers markets, I'm going to have some of my artwork on display there too. The rule in Alabama is that 65% of what they sell at a farmer's market has to be produce or eggs, stuff like that, farm products, edible products. So if I have, eggs, which I'm going to have plenty, and whatever I get from my garden, squash, and then I can figure out what percentage of artwork I can put on my table. So it'd be 65% produce. So that would make 32%, I think. No, not 35%, because 33 is the third. So whatever that would be, I don't know. I can do a calculator on it, I guess. Math is not my strongest subject, especially when it comes to division and fractions. When it comes to add and subtract and multiply, I'm pretty good. But division, I've never totally got division down. And I haven't practiced it in probably since I was in the Navy. So that was the early 90s, late 80s. So that's the last time I even did division. If you're not practicing it, you get even worse at it. So I can't even think it in my head. A good starter breed to raise chickens. Rhode Island Reds, Black Orpingtons, Buff Orpingtons, anything Orpington. There's Lavender Orpingtons, Buff Orpingtons. Any of those are good. Those are really, really easy going chickens. Barred Rock, some people start with those, but they can tend to be aggressive. Leghorns, I've never raised any, but a lot of people like those. Rhode Island Reds, but even if a Tractor Supply gets Rhode Island Reds, they sell them quick. Red Comets are supposed to be pretty good. There's a lot of good breeds of chickens out there to start with. If you're looking for layers or meat or dual purpose breeds. Now, if you buy, because you'll get them cheaper, but don't get them from Tractor Supply, take straight runs. Because I got 6 straight run Rhode Island Reds from Tractor Supply. And all 6 of them were roosters. All 6 of them. Whoever Tractor Supply buys their chickens from, they sell them straight run, and they also sell them as about layers. Okay, so if you need a rooster, Rhode Island Reds with the Rhode Island Red rooster, but Rhode Island Reds are the dumb blondes of the chicken world. So, but they're really good. I've had 2 Rhode Island Red roosters. They were both really good roosters. They didn't show any aggression towards me. And but I had a barred rock rooster that had Satan was possessed. I swear to God, that thing was pure evil. Move that from studio. Yeah, so I could probably try to put together a video on that. Take me a day or two to get all the information down. I have this book here. This has every breed of chicken up to date. Every breed. You want ones that lay a lot. So Rhode Island Reds lay a lot. Orpingtons lay a lot. Australopes lay a lot. Australopes are all black. They actually called Australopes, which has something to do with Australia. Australope. I don't know how they come up with that name, but they're an Australian breed of chicken. They're pretty popular. You could get a mixed flock of like a couple different hens, but the one problem with that I'm slowly getting out of is when I moved here, I bought all my chickens and I went to Tractor Supply and they only had so many. So I went to another Tractor Supply in another town and went like 4 different Tractor Supplies and got a bunch of chickens. And I had my flock, but they were a mixed flock. Now I have what they call barnyard chickens. They're a mix of all different kinds of chickens, and they all lay eggs fine. But when you go to sell baby chicks, people don't want to buy barnyard chicks. They want to buy, what breed is that chicken? Black Copper Morans. They lay the darkest brown eggs. They're called chocolate layers sometimes, and very beautiful roosters. That rooster picture I showed you is a Black Copper Morans. The females are just kind of plain looking, but the roosters are real pretty roosters. And so if you get straight run, it's supposed to be 50-50 chance hen or rooster. If you buy pullets, there'll be a little bit more, they'll cost a little bit more, but they're, guaranteed about 90% will be female. You might still get a rooster because I've bought pullets and I've got a rooster out of them, but mainly that you're getting hens. That's what pullets are hens. Straight run means it's whatever it is. Oh, the all black. Yeah. What are they called? They're getting more popular now. Cremies, cremies, something like that. This girl that I met from, she lives in Jacksonville. God, what is her name? Crystal Celeste. If you guys know who she is, she used to be in the crowd that followed Von Helton. She did what was it called when you troll friend troll to Von Helton for a while. She was like, getting Von Helton to say stuff. She's kind of a punk rocker girl. She loves animals like I do. Yeah, Crememi. Those I was, that girl in Jacksonville was going to give me some, but didn't have a way to get them to me. But if I go down to Jacksonville again, maybe I'll see if she's got any eggs and I'll hatch some. They have black meat too. Their meat's black, so I don't know how you tell when they're done. They're a breed of chicken that comes out of I don't know where they don't come out of Taiwan, but they're real popular in Taiwan. A lot of restaurants in Taiwan serve the meat from those chickens. They believe it has a lot of health benefits to it. They also serve mule. If you go to a restaurant, some of them will have mule on. You got beef, chicken, a lamb, goat, duck, and they have mule. You can actually eat mules or donkey. No, it's donkeys, I think. Donkey meat. You don't eat a mule. Mules are expensive as hell. They're a crossbreed. They don't reproduce. You have to breed a donkey with a horse to create a mule. So, and mules can't produce young, so they're kind of expensive. But they're not that popular as they used to be. I used to people in Colorado that had mules. They use them for pack animals. Organs are black. Yeah, it's kind of a weird chicken. But I know they're gaining in popularity. It might be more of an ornamental breed, a chicken that you have around, you talk about. There's a lot of birds that people raise that are really ornamental. Like when I was looking for geese, there's the Chinese geese and a couple geese that are really just more ornamental geese. You don't raise them for meat or eggs. There's a few duck breeds like that too, and there's some pheasants. Lady Amaranth pheasants are really kind of cool. I like it. Well, those peacocks are kind of like that too. People don't raise peacocks for meat, but peacock manure is worth a lot of money. Peafowl manure. They sell it at some of the nurseries down here. Buddy Troll, that's right. She was a buddy troll to Von Helton for a while. And she's friends with Candy Ettridge. She was Candy something was her name. And people used to get mad. She was like the J-Dubs of the day back in Von Helton 5-6 years ago. Blue would know about those people. Candy, I subscribe to her, and she puts out videos on once in a while jewelry she makes. The other girl, I've kind of lost contact with her. And I changed my phone number, so she probably can't get a hold of me. So maybe I should need to go look her up. Yeah, but there's a lot of videos on YouTube too. YouTube's a good resource about chickens. Where I learned a lot of stuff as I was starting out with chickens was YouTube. There's one guy's called the Hobby Farm Guys, and they do spotlights on different animals for hobby farms. Which is really what I got. I'm not really technically a homestead. I'm more of a hobby farm. I do make some money on it, so I sell rabbits. And have I sold any chickens yet? I can't think. I have yet to sell a chicken, but I'm going to next month. I'm pretty sure. I didn't have any chickens. I wasn't prepared for that swap meet, so I didn't have a bunch of cages. I'm actually going to Kansas to buy some cages, or not buy some. My mom's give me a bunch of cages. See, my mom used to have a kennel, and she raised pugs and showed pugs, and now she has a bunch of cages. She's getting old and health is going, so she doesn't raise pugs anymore. And she told me I could have her cages, so I'm going to go down there and get them, and that way I can transport chickens and baby turkeys. I had that baby turkey and he died. Yesterday I put the chickens in the outdoor pen, and I found the baby turkey dead, smashed. I think the chickens probably attacked it, the baby chicks. Because baby chickens get aggressive towards other animals. When I had put my turkeys in there, something's making noises. It must be a dog snoring. But anyway. Yeah. See, I got an incubator back there behind me, and I got those tubs where I put baby chicks in and stuff. Baby ducks I've had in the last couple months. Oh, it's the dog at the door. I'm going to go get the dog at the door. You guys talk amongst yourself. I'll be right back. I think somebody else is alive, so they have to get offline here or get off the thing. Come on, Hilda. Come on, Thor. Hilda, come on. Hilda. Okay, I'll be already get it, is she? Come on, Thor. Just go in here. Come on. I'm online. You like to show off. Come on. Thor was at the door whining. Thor, you want to come up here? You want to come up here, buddy? Come on. Oh, and this is Thor. He's my little buddy. He's my little buddy. He likes to get into everything. He do likes to get into everything all the time. Knock Daddy's hat off. Ouch. Bite Daddy's forehead. He's just a crazy weird duty. You might you ain't taking that. What do you think you're doing? Well, ouch. He bit me. Didn't bite me hard, but he bit his daddy. He bites his daddy, he does. He just bites the hell out of that daddy of his. He thinks he's the coolest dude ever. And my wife, this is her dog. This dog's been snuggling me at night and everything. He jumps up to the bed. He's just like light up against me. I know I let my dog sleep in the bed, which they tell you you're not supposed to do, but I spoil a dog. So what else am I going to do? I've got nothing to drink here. I only got 2 people. There must be somebody live out there. So I'm going to quit this and go see what's going on. So you guys have a good day and a better tomorrow. And Von Beardo, I'll put out a video about different breeds of chickens and what I know and what other people, what I can get out of my research. I should be able to put out a fairly decent video. So you have a good day and a better tomorrow.